Now, I've traveled around 100,000 miles all over the world in the last year alone, and I've got a bit of an over-the-top organization system that I use when I pack for any type of trip, and that's what we're talking about today. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Desmond. I make content about tech and travel gear, and today we are actually going to talk about my bag-in-bag system that I use to organize all of my travel essentials. Oftentimes when I travel, it's for different reasons. Sometimes it's for work, sometimes it's for fun. Oftentimes it's a little bit of both, but different countries require different things. So I have a system that I use where it makes it really easy to swap out bags and make sure I never forget any of my essentials. So I've got about 4 different categories of pouches that I carry with me. Now, before we get into the pouches, let's actually just talk about the travel bag that I usually use. This right here is the Nomad Lane Bento Bag version 4. They're the sponsors of this video, but I've been using this carry-on personal bag forever. I've probably done about 60,000 miles with this alone. And with that said, there's a lot of organization baked in here, but I still prefer my multi-bag organization system. So let's start with this one right here. This is from a company called Grams 28. This is just their little tech pouch. I think you can wear it as a sling bag, but I use this for everything that I need for a flight. It has all of my different tech and essentials in here. And what I like about it is the size. This, again, I can pull this out of any bag or backpack, drop it in, and I'm ready to go because it's got everything that I need inside for a long flight. I've got my USB-C to USB-C cables. I've got USB-C to lightning cables as well. I've still got some peripherals that use that. What I've also got in here is this tiny little Nomad 65-watt charger. I like this brick a lot. It's tiny, fits in here. Another crucial piece of in-flight tech is the little AirFly Bluetooth adapter. I use this to connect my Apple AirPod Maxes or whatever high quality Bluetooth headphones I'm using to the in-flight entertainment system. I think the sound quality is much better, noise canceling is better. This thing is really cheap and really convenient, and it's just super easy to use. Inside here, for some reason, I've just got some cologne. I don't know, after a long flight, maybe a quick spray before I hop into a new city, especially if I don't have time to check in and shower at the hotel. Sometimes it's really just touch and go, but I keep something like that in here. This is from Le Labo. This is the Noir 29. I really like this recently. Another piece of tech, probably a little bit old school. These are just standard wired Apple headphones with a 3.5mm jack right here. You never know when you need it, so I always keep this in the pouch. And then a couple of other things that I keep in here: hand sanitizer, long flights, dirty bathrooms, airplanes, things like that, airports. Hand sanitizer is key. I've got a little rag here, microfiber cloth for screens and glasses. And then inside, there's this little middle pouch here. I've just got a couple of things like liquid hydration. I've got some like instant bone broth. I don't know, sometimes it really depends on what you need. I just keep it in here. Tums, ibuprofen, all those little things. If you're on a long flight, you kind of just want to have around. You never know when you'll need it. And all of that stuff fits perfectly in this pouch. The best thing about it is a lot of the things in here are also great for like everyday use. So when I'm switching between a travel bag and say like an everyday backpack or a messenger bag, I can just pull this out and drop that in there. And I know I've got, 90% of the essentials that I need, and I never have to think about, forgetting something. Next on my list is more of like a valuables and documents pouch. So this is just a pouch that I picked up in Italy. This is from Fendi. I just like the size and the materials and the quality of it. But in here, this is where I have my wallet. So I keep my wallet in here. I've also got my passport and passport holder. Again, this pouch usually comes with me on international flights. So when I want everything safe in a separate, pouch that I can zip up and, secure to the inside of my bag, that's what I do here. I've also got a pen for customs. I keep a power bank in here as well. It just fits really well in this little pouch. So I keep a power bank, and on top of that, I have this little charge key from Nomad. It's USB-C to USB-C. It's really tiny. And again, just in a pinch, if I need a quick charge up, I can connect my phone or whatever I need to that power bank in here, and I am good to go. Another thing that I keep in this pouch, because it is larger and it helps organize things, is a pair of sunglasses. So these are also just a pair of Fendi sunglasses I picked up in Italy. I keep it in here. And the other piece of this pouch is this tiny little front pocket. I keep currency, receipts, luggage tags, stickers, just anything that's small and thin that I need to keep track of, I will throw it into this pouch. So again, if I'm moving through an airport, if I have to go through customs or do anything, this has all of my important documents, my wallet, everything that I need to get through an international border. And because it's got a hand strap, I can keep it strapped to me, or usually what I do is I will strap this to the inside of my bag using some type of, key ring or fastener. So it's even more secure and harder to get to, my passport. Next category is like tech accessories and peripherals. This larger pouch, as you can see here, this is from Alpaca. This is made from an X-Pack material, which means it's highly water resistant. It has water sealed and weather sealed zippers. So it keeps all the electronics and tech peripherals really safe and secure from the elements. I also really like this because it opens up pretty much accordion style. And what you'll find in it is my essential tech for all the camera gear and different things that I am carrying with me. So I've got a microphone for my camera. This is the Sony ECM1. I don't know, I'll put the model in the description below, but I really like this microphone. It attaches directly to the top of my camera. It's great for when I need to kind of vlog or just film content on the go. Having a tiny little microphone is perfect. What you'll also find in here is, I think this is from one of the creators like Peter Lindgren. This is a triple charging pack. So I've got 3 of my Sony NP-F batteries in here. It also has SD card slots up top, and you can charge this entire 3-pack with a single USB-C in. And the nice thing is you can use your 3 batteries as an external power bank, so you can actually plug in your iPhone or something else. So this also becomes a power bank of its own. But since I travel with my Sony cameras, having extra batteries is really important. I like the form factor of this particular charging and carrying case for my Sony NP-F batteries. Another piece you'll find in here is just a tiny little light. This is from a company called Hobo Light. This is their Iris. This just gives me great diffused, consistent light for when I am filming in dark areas. You just never know when you need just a good light source. This thing is fantastic because the diffusion attachment is magnetic, and there are other attachments that came with this particular little accessory here. It's tiny, it's really powerful. Another thing that's in here for times where I don't want to use the on-camera microphone or use that Sony ECM, these are the DJI Mic Minis. Tiny, tiny little wireless lav mics that I can just connect to my camera, and then I can mount the audio to me. Right now I'm using the DJI Mic 2. This is just a smaller, more travel-friendly compact version that still delivers really high quality audio, and that also goes right in here. Everything fits pretty much perfectly in this pouch, and depending on the flight, usually I'll throw in some extra SD cards, an SD card holder, an SD card reader for my iPhone or my laptop, and any larger power bricks. And this right here holds everything really well. It's got a lot of space for expansion. And usually when I'm traveling, what I'll do is I'll throw this into my carry-on suitcase so that I don't have to lug around the extra weight. It just keeps all of these little peripherals really organized and kind of tightly packed in so that it doesn't shake around or move around in my carry-on suitcase. And then the last thing on my list is actual camera carry. So I've got all the small peripherals. How do I actually carry my camera, especially when I'm not carrying around a camera bag? I don't personally love the aesthetic of camera bags, although I find them highly useful. They are a little bit bulky. They're not the best looking. I can't use them at a conference, or, they're not multi-purpose. They always look a lot too techy. What I've got here is a PGY Tech camera cube. You can use any camera cube, in all honesty, but I really like the PGY Tech small camera cube. 1, because of its structure, and then 2, because of how thin and high quality the dividers are for this. Now, usually what I'll do is I will travel with my A7CR. I've got the 24-70G Master Mark II on here. Sometimes I travel with a smaller lens or two lenses. So when I am doing that, I bring this little camera cube with me. I throw my camera in here. I will toss an extra lens, and then I can just zip this up. Now, depending on whether or not I need my camera during a flight or when I'm in transit between an airport, I can throw this into my carry-on suitcase, or more realistically, because I am filming in airports, is I will toss this into one of my weekenders or my large personal items that aren't specifically designed for camera carry. And yes, this does add a tiny bit of bulk to the bag itself, but most of the bags I use already have a pretty good structure, so this slides in and it doesn't cause the bag to look inflated or extra bloated or, again, too overly packed. And that's why I really like this particular camera cube right here. I put all my camera gear in here, toss it into my suitcase or into my weekender, and then I'm good to go. So with all that said, let's talk about the final step, which is the bag itself. Like I mentioned, this is the Nomad Lane Bento Bag version 4. The reason why I really like this bag, other than just the aesthetics, it's a nylon leather kind of hybrid approach, but there's already a lot of organization built into this bag. So with my own kind of multi-pouch system and the pre-built organization, everything has its place. It's really easy to find things. I know exactly what pocket to go for what, and what pouch has all of my essentials. And the best thing about this particular bag for my multi-pouch approach is you can see here we have two large compartments. You actually pack this like a suitcase. So what I can do here is open up one of the main compartments. I will take my camera cube right here, and it kind of drops right into place, which is really, really nice. I can throw in my personal pouch on top, and then my tech pouch over here. And again, yes, it probably feels a little like overkill, but look how organized this is. It's 3 pouches. I have a full camera set up for filming anything I need. All of my personal items, my charging bricks, my cables, everything there, batteries, microphones, lights, all the things. And then I can easily just zip this up. And then on the other side, I've got my important document pouch with my passport and wallet and all those things. I can simply just slide it into this side with the mesh pocket, zip that up as well, and now I've got this pouch in here. The nice thing is usually I'll just organize this in a way that I have quick access. This side has an exterior pocket where I can actually access everything on the inside of that half shell. And now that we've got all the pouches in here, that's really like all the main travel essentials I need, right? Clothing, things like that, that goes into my carry-on suitcase. But things like headphones, AirPods, I like these little side corner pockets. I can throw those in here. My phone for quick access. All of the tiny things I can just toss into these other external pockets. And now when I'm making my way through an airport, and when this is on top of my carry-on suitcase, I can zip this open and get to anything that I need really, really easily. The other thing that I mentioned is I travel with different bags, so I don't always bring the Nomad Lane Bento Bag version 4. Depends on what I'm doing. If I'm just carrying like a work tote or a briefcase, I can swap over these items into that. And again, depending on the size of my trip and the essentials that I need on me in my personal bag, I can move the camera cube to my carry-on, I can move the tech cube to my carry-on, and then all of the smaller like personal document pouch as well as the in-flight like daily pouch, that just goes into my briefcase or my personal carry like shoulder bag. So that's my system in a nutshell. It's nothing groundbreaking, and I think for a lot of you it probably seems like a little bit overkill, or maybe for some of you that are hyper organized, this is exactly right up your alley. What I find for myself is because I am traveling so often and every trip is slightly different, or I'm going from the airport to the hotel to a conference to a boardroom to the office, oftentimes when I get to the hotel, I can just pick and choose which pouch I need for the day. So if I'm just going into the office, I will grab my briefcase, I'll pull my personal pouch with all my cables in it, drop that in, throw in my laptop, and I'm ready to go. I can leave the other stuff at home. Or if I'm going on an all-day like adventure and I need my camera gear, I can pull out the camera gear and my tech pouch, toss that into a backpack, and then also I am good to go. It's just a system that I use to make sure I never forget anything important. Not that you can't just pick things up on a trip, but that's how I move things around between all of my different bags. Also, I'm always testing dozens and dozens of bags constantly from different brands. So again, sometimes you don't want to like forget a small important peripheral inside this tiny little perfectly organized pocket in a backpack, right? I just keep everything in these specific pouches for each category, and then I make sure those pouches are always in the bag that I'm carrying. All right, that was supposed to be a very quick video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you liked this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more videos just like this. I will catch y'all in the next one.